Good morning, Alex and friends. I'm Grace. Today is Thursday, October 10th, 2024, and you're listening to Alex's News. The weather in Riverside is heating up, with a high of 92.9 degrees and a low of 65.8. Be sure to stay cool and hydrated. Coming up on Alex's News, we'll explore how Hurricane Milton is influencing the dynamics of the 2024 presidential race. We'll also discuss the impact of FAFSA delays on college-bound students and their families. Finally, we'll examine Tesla's robotaxi unveiling and its potential to revolutionize autonomous driving. Stay tuned for these stories and more on Alex's News. We begin our coverage this morning with the latest on Hurricane Milton and its impact on the 2024 presidential campaign. Joining us now is our political correspondent, Ethan. Ethan, how has this storm affected the candidates' schedules?
Good morning, Grace. Hurricane Milton has certainly thrown a wrench into the campaign plans of both major party nominees. According to reports, Republican nominee Donald Trump has had to make significant adjustments to his schedule. He's postponed a virtual event on healthcare and a Univision town hall that was set to take place in Miami. Instead, he's rescheduled campaign events to Pennsylvania, with rallies now planned in Scranton and Reading.
What about Democratic nominee Kamala Harris? How has her schedule been affected?
Well, Grace, Vice President Harris has also had to adapt. She virtually attended a White House briefing on the storm and federal response. Just yesterday, she spent time in New York for media appearances, including stops at ABC's The View and The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. Looking ahead, she's scheduled to visit Nevada and Arizona tomorrow, October 11th.
And what about President Biden? How is he handling the situation?
The president has had to make some significant changes as well. He's postponed a planned trip to Germany and Angola to address this domestic crisis. According to White House sources, he's delivered remarks on the hurricane and is closely monitoring the situation. It's worth noting that he's approved emergency declarations for Florida, which allows FEMA to provide direct federal support.
Can you give us more details about Hurricane Milton's impact?
Certainly, Grace. Hurricane Milton made landfall on Florida's Gulf Coast as a Category 3 storm, though it's since weakened to a Category 1. The storm has caused widespread power outages, affecting millions of residents. We're seeing reports of flash floods, significant wind damage, and storm surge flooding. Additionally, the National Weather Service has confirmed that at least 19 tornadoes have touched down in southern Florida.
That sounds devastating. How are federal and state authorities responding?
The response has been comprehensive, Grace. As I mentioned earlier, President Biden has approved emergency declarations. FEMA Administrator Deanne Criswell is on the ground in Florida, coordinating with local leaders. At the state level, Florida has activated approximately 5,000 National Guard members and is receiving additional support from other states. The state has also implemented extensive preparedness measures, including debris removal, infrastructure preparation, and healthcare facility evacuations.
How is this affecting the broader campaign narrative, Ethan?
It's having a significant impact, Grace. The candidates are having to balance their campaign messaging with addressing the immediate needs of affected communities. For instance, Trump has been critical of Harris, saying she hasn't outlined significant differences between her potential administration and Biden's. On the other hand, Harris has been focusing on criticizing Trump over allegations in Bob Woodward's new book about sending COVID-19 test kits to Russian President Vladimir Putin in 2020.
It sounds like this storm is really reshaping the final weeks of the campaign. Thank you for that comprehensive update, Ethan. We'll be sure to keep our viewers informed as this story develops. We turn now to a story that's been causing significant concern for college-bound students and their families. The free application for federal student aid, or FAFSA, has been experiencing major delays and technical issues. Here with more details is our education correspondent, Chloe. Chloe, what can you tell us about this situation?
Thank you, Grace. The FAFSA, which is crucial for students seeking financial aid for college, has been plagued with problems since its overhaul in 2023. According to NPR News, the U.S. Department of Education is currently testing this year's FAFSA form with a limited group of students and plans to release it to all students by December 1st, which is 52 days from now.
That's quite a delay from the usual release date. How is this affecting students?
It's having a severe impact, Grace. Traditionally, the FAFSA form is available on October 1st, but for the second year in a row, it won't be fully accessible until December 1st. This delay, coupled with technical glitches from last year's rollout, has led to a significant drop in FAFSA submissions. As of June 28th, only about 46% of graduating high school seniors had completed the FAFSA, which is an 11.6% decrease from the previous year.
That's a substantial drop. What are the consequences for students who haven't been able to submit their FAFSA?
The consequences are quite serious, Grace. Many students have been forced to make rushed decisions about college enrollment without clear financial aid information. Some are even considering dropping out due to financial pressures. In fact, a study by Ellucian found that 59% of surveyed college students had contemplated dropping out because of financial concerns.
That's alarming, Chloe. Has there been any response from colleges to address this issue?
Some colleges have extended their commitment deadlines, Grace, but many students still had to make college decisions without knowing their financial aid status. The National College Attainment Network reported that about 408,000 fewer high school seniors had completed their FAFSA by the traditional May 1st commitment deadline compared to the previous year.
It sounds like the Department of Education has a lot of work to do. Are they making any changes to address these problems?
Yes, they are, Grace. For the 2024-2025 FAFSA form, they've implemented several changes. These include streamlining the application process by reducing the number of questions from 108 to as few as 18 for some students. They've also introduced a new IRS direct data exchange system for automatic transfer of tax information, and they're replacing the expected family contribution with a new student aid index.
Those sound like positive changes, but will they be enough to solve the current issues?
That remains to be seen, Grace. While these changes are designed to improve the process, the delayed rollout continues to cause significant challenges for students seeking financial aid. It's impacting their ability to make informed decisions about college enrollment and potentially affecting their continued education.
This situation really underscores the importance of having a reliable and efficient FAFSA system. Thank you for that comprehensive report, Chloe.
You're welcome, Grace. It's certainly a story we'll continue to follow closely.
Indeed. Thank you, Chloe, for that insightful report. This has been Story 2 of 3. Here are some other headlines. Sean Diddy Combs is set to make his first appearance in a Manhattan federal court today on sex trafficking charges. The 54-year-old music mogul faces allegations of racketeering conspiracy and coercing women dating back to 2008. Two judges have denied bail, deeming Combs a danger to the community. His lawyers are appealing the bail rulings. Tennis legend Rafael Nadal has announced his retirement at age 38, citing ongoing injury issues. The 22-time Grand Slam champion will play his final tournament at the Davis Cup Finals in Spain next month. Nadal expressed gratitude to fans, family, and rivals in an emotional video message reflecting on his 23-year career. Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers is facing scrutiny over his use of partial veto power to extend a school funding increase for 400 years. The state Supreme Court is considering whether this action exceeds constitutional authority. Justices have expressed reservations, with one calling the situation quote. The case highlights ongoing debates about executive power and legislative processes in Wisconsin. South Korean author Han Kang has been awarded the 2024 Nobel Prize in Literature. The committee recognized her intense poetic prose that confronts historical traumas. Han's works explore themes like the 1980 Gwangju Uprising and personal loss. She will receive approximately $1 million and a medal at a ceremony in December. Russian authorities are under fire for deceptively recruiting young African women to work in a drone factory. The women were promised work-study opportunities, but instead found themselves assembling attack drones for use in Ukraine. They report harsh working conditions, health concerns, and difficulties sending money home due to sanctions. Human rights groups are raising alarms about potential human trafficking. We're turning now to AZ. Major announcement expected from Tesla today. The electric vehicle giant is set to unveil its much-anticipated robotaxi at an event called We Robot. For more on this, we're joined by our tech correspondent, Ethan. Ethan, what can you tell us about this upcoming reveal?
Well, Grace, this is indeed a significant moment for Tesla. The company is scheduled to unveil its dedicated robotaxi tonight at 7 p.m. Pacific Time at Warner Bros. Studio in Burbank, California. This event, which will be live-streamed on X, formerly known as Twitter, marks a pivotal shift for Tesla as it moves its focus towards robotics and autonomous technologies.
Interesting. Can you elaborate on what exactly a robotaxi is and why it's so important for Tesla?
Certainly, Grace. A robotaxi, sometimes referred to as the cybercab, is essentially a fully autonomous vehicle designed to operate without a steering wheel or pedals. The idea is that these vehicles would be part of a fleet that could generate income for Tesla owners by transporting passengers autonomously. According to reporting from WUWF Public Media, an NPR affiliate, Tesla's CEO Elon Musk has long touted the potential of fully autonomous vehicles, believing they will allow owners to monetize their cars as driverless taxis.
That sounds quite futuristic. How close is Tesla to actually achieving this level of autonomy?
That's a great question, Grace, and it's one that many industry experts are asking. Despite the hype surrounding the event, there are significant doubts about Tesla's ability to demonstrate fully autonomous driving capabilities. Analysts have expressed skepticism about the readiness of Tesla's full self-driving (FSD) technology, noting that it has yet to operate safely without human intervention. As of today, Tesla lacks concrete evidence that its FSD technology is capable of safely operating robotaxis without human oversight.
I see. Are there any regulatory hurdles Tesla needs to overcome to deploy these robotaxis?
Absolutely, Grace. Tesla faces several regulatory challenges in deploying fully autonomous robotaxis. For example, in California, Tesla needs to obtain two critical permits, one from the California Department of Motor Vehicles, DMV, for deploying autonomous equipment on the road, and another from the California Public Utilities Commission, CPUC, to operate a robotaxi service as a business. As of today, Tesla has not applied for either of these permits, while competitors like Waymo and Cruise have already secured the necessary approvals.
That's interesting. Speaking of safety, are there any concerns in that area?
Yes, there are significant safety concerns, Grace. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, NHTSA, is closely monitoring Tesla's automated driving systems due to numerous crashes and safety issues. In fact, there was a recent recall involving nearly 363,000 vehicles due to the system's failure to adhere to traffic laws, which has raised to substantial safety concerns.
It sounds like Tesla has quite a few challenges ahead. Is there anything else we might expect from this event tonight?
While the robotaxi is the main focus, there could be other exciting announcements. We might see updates on other Tesla projects, such as the Optimus humanoid robot, which Musk has suggested could be available for purchase by the end of next year. There could also be announcements about a new, more affordable Tesla model, a redesigned Model Y, or even a self-driving van called the Cybervan.
Well, it certainly sounds like an event to watch. Thank you for that comprehensive overview, Ethan. We'll be sure to follow up on the outcomes of tonight's unveiling.
You're welcome, Grace. It's definitely an event that could shape the future of autonomous transportation.
Indeed it is. Thanks again, Ethan. That's all we have for now. Today's episode was made by Alexander King with Claude Sonnet 3.5, the Perplexity API, and the Google Cloud Text-to-Speech API. Hope you have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow, Alex.